Dear students, welcome. In this particular presentation, we are going to discuss how to derive the equations of motions graphically. So let's get started. The three equations of motions are applicable only when the object is under uniform acceleration. This is very important point. The equation 1 is known as the velocity time relation, which is v, that is the final velocity, is equal to u, which is the initial velocity, plus at. A is the acceleration and t is the time. The equation 2 is known as the position time relation, which is equal to s, that is the displacement, equals to ut, that is the product of the initial velocity and time, plus half of the product of acceleration into time squared. The equation 3 is the position velocity relation, which is v square, that is the square of the final velocity, minus u square, that is the square of the initial velocity, which is equal to the product of acceleration into displacement multiplied by 2. So these are the three equations of motions, and we are going to derive each one of them with the help of a velocity time graph. So let's get started. The first equation is known as the velocity time relation. So in this equation, let us derive this equation with the help of this graph. So this is the velocity time graph for an object which is under uniform acceleration. So consider an object which is under uniform acceleration at time t equals to 0. So when the time is t equals to 0, the object is at the position A. Right now, this is basically, we can say that at time 0, the object is not at 0 velocity. It is at a particular velocity which is known as u, which is equal to au. Right. So it has an initial velocity u at time t equals to 0. After time t, it reaches the final velocity, right? So time t is given by OC, right? So OC is the base of this graph. On the time axis, you can see it reaches a final velocity v, and AB is the curve which shows the motion of this object, and it is a straight line, and as you know, this straight line indicates that the object is under uniform motion in velocity time graph. The object starts from A at time t equals to 0 and reaches the final velocity at point B, which is at time equals to c. Now it is very important to understand and interpret these. AU, that is AU is the initial velocity. Now AU is equal to DC, because these are the perpendicular distance between parallel lines. What are the parallel lines? AD and OC are parallel to each other, and AO and DC are the perpendicular distance between two parallel lines. So AO is equal to DC, and AO, as you know, is the initial velocity u. Right now, BC, this is BC from B point to C point at the time axis. So BC basically indicates the final velocity v, right? So BC is equal to v, which is final velocity. Now if we deduct DC from BC, so BC is this full straight line, this is the full straight line BC. If we deduct DC, that is this line DC from BC, we get BD, we get this particular portion. Okay, so what is BC? BC is the final velocity v. What is DC? DC is equal to AO, and it is equal to u. So we can say BD, this particular section BD is equal to v minus u. So BC minus DC, DC is equal to u, BC is equal to v, so it is equal to BD, and we can say BD is equal to v minus u, that is initial velocity minus final velocity. Right now, what is OC? OC is the time taken for reaching from the initial velocity u to the final velocity v. So this is the time from 0 to C, or we can say from O to C. So this is the time t. So this is the time t, you can see this is the time t. Okay, right. Now you have to construct a line AD parallel to OC. So this is the line AD which is parallel to OC, and OC is equal to AD because these are parallel lines between two parallel lines, right? So these are equal to each other. Okay, right. So AD is equal to OC, and OC, as you know, is the time. So AD is also equal to the time t. Now we know that the acceleration is equal to the slope of the velocity time curve. Acceleration is equal to the slope of the velocity time curve, or VT curve. Now this is the VT curve AB. So the slope of this curve AB is equal to perpendicular upon base. Now what is perpendicular in this case? Perpendicular is BD. Perpendicular is BD. BD is the perpendicular. And what is the base? Base of this curve is AD. So AD is the base. So we have placed the value. So acceleration equals to BD, which is the perpendicular, and AD, which is the base. Now what is BD? We have already discussed what is BD. BD is equal to V minus U. So BD is equal to BC minus DC, which is V minus U, and AD is equal to OC, and OC is equal to T, we know, right? So the statement is A, that is acceleration equals to V minus U upon T. So by rearranging, it comes to V minus U equals to AT, or we can say V equals to U plus AT. So this is the first equation of motion derived, which is known as the velocity time relation. So I hope you are clear about this equation, right? So I hope this is very clear to you. Once again, it needs a little bit of practice, and I hope that you will all practice it, and when you will practice, you will be perfect in deriving these equations. Now let us derive the second equation of motion. This equation of motion is known as the position time relation. So once again, we have considered the same object undergoing the same type of motion, that is uniform motion, right? And at time t equals to 0, it has an initial velocity u, which is given by AO, as we have already discussed in the initial slide. After time t, that is time t is OC, it reaches a final velocity v, and AB is the curve which shows the motion of the object, that is under the uniform acceleration. The object starts from point A when the time was 0 and reaches to point B when the time t is equal to c. The total time is OC, or 0c, right? Now AO is equal to DC equals to U, which we have already discussed in the previous slide. The final velocity v is equal to BC. So V is equal to BC. This all you have to once again work out, right? And OC is the time taken for reaching from the initial velocity u to v. So it is the total time taken, and you can see this is O, or you can sometime see as 0 to c. So this is the total time taken, right? Okay, so it is OC equals to T, and as we have already constructed, we have drawn AD, which is parallel to OC, and AD is equal to OC, and OC is equal to T, and therefore AD is also equal to T. Now the displacement S of the object under the uniform acceleration is given by the area under the curve AB. Now the area under the curve AB can be calculated by bifurcating it into a triangle. This is the triangle. We can name this triangle as ABD. The area of the triangle ABD plus area of the rectangle AOCD. So if I add the angle of this, the area of this triangle BAD plus the area of the rectangle AOCD, I'll get the area under curve, total area, right? So S, that is displacement of the object under uniform acceleration, is given by the area under curve AB, which is equal to the sum of the area of the rectangle AOCD plus the area of the triangle BAD. Now area of the rectangle, as we already know, is length into breadth, or in this case we can say that this is AO. AO is one of the side, we can say this is the breadth, into OC. And what is OC? It is time. AO is U and OC is T. So we can write AO into OC as UT, that is initial velocity multiplied by the time taken, plus the area of the triangle BAD. area of the triangle as you know is half multiplied by base into height or altitude. So base is AD and altitude is BD or perpendicular is BD, right? Now we know AO into OC is UT, we have already discussed, plus half AD is equal to OC, which is equal to T, so we have placed a T into BD. Now BD we know. What is BD? BD is equal to V minus U, that we have discussed in the earlier slide. So BD is equal to V minus U. So BD we have placed, this is BD, this is the BD, and BD is equal to V minus U, because BC is V, BC minus DC, BC V minus DC, which is U, so V minus U. So BD is equal to V minus U. Now from the first equation, if we calculate the value of V minus U, it comes to AT. So what we are placing in place of V minus U, we are placing AT in place of V minus U. V minus U, we are substituting V minus U with AT from the equation 1. So this equation ultimately becomes UT plus half A into AT. So ultimately we come to this equation, that is the displacement of the object under uniform motion is equal to UT plus half AT square. So this is the second equation of motion, and I hope you are all able to comprehend how we can easily derive this equation. So this is the second equation. Now let us discuss and derive the third equation of motion. Once again, for deriving the third equation of motion also, we are going to calculate the displacement of the object, and as we know that the displacement of the object is given by the area under the curve. Now the S, that is the displacement of the object, is equal to the area under the curve AB. Now this area as a whole is the trapezium AOCB, right? So the area of trapezium AOCB gives the area under curve, and which is equal to the displacement of the object. Now area of the trapezium is equal to half sum of the two parallel sides multiplied by the height. Now displacement equals to half. The two parallel sides are AO plus BC. Now what is AO? U. And what is BC? BC is V. So V बेसिकली हम इसकी क्या करते हैं, सीक्वेंस थोड़ी सी चेंज कर देते हैं. BC को पहले लिखेंगे, AO को बाद में लिखेंगे. तो BC क्या है? V, और AO क्या है? U. So V plus U multiplied by half into OC. OC is the perpendicular between these two parallel lines, OC. Now OC as you know is the time. So OC की जगह मैं क्या सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहा हूं? T, right? And from the first equation में हमने देखा था V माइनस यू इक्वल्स टू AT. सो अगर मैं टाइम की वैल्यू निकालता हूं फर्स्ट इक्वेशन से, सो T बिकम्स इक्वल टू V माइनस यू अपॉन A. सो आई एम सब्स्टिट्यूटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ T by V minus U by A, which is from the equation 1. So now this equation becomes V plus U multiplied by V minus U upon 2A, right? Now V plus U, V minus U, from the identity you can very well identify that we can write it as V square minus U square. So V plus U, V minus U becomes V square minus U square, which is equal to 2AS, because here you know we are finding out the displacement, so here it is S, and if I transpose the 2A to the other side, it becomes 2AS, which is equal to V square minus U square. So this is the third equation of motion, which is known as the position velocity relation. So I hope that the derivation of these three equations of motion with the help of graph is understood by you. If you can watch this video time and again and practice it yourself, you will be easily able to derive these three equations of motions with the help of this graph. Thank you very much.